Welcome back. In this part, we will start working on our new project, and that is going to be our online store apps. So for doing this, first we need to create a new project. We can call it online store apps. So online store app. Hit this next button. Select empty activity and finish. And inside our Gradle folder, make sure that you added all these required library. So we need to add design library, FireBase database, FireBase core, FireBase client, and FireBase UI database, and card view. And now sync this project. Maybe you already know this. FireBase UI database is needed for our FireBase recycler adapter. Now we need to create a project inside our FireBase. So log in with your email address and go to FireBase database and create a new project. So now you can see our Gradle build is complete. Now we need to create a new project, new FireBase project. So open your FireBase database. You just need to log in with your email address. Okay, now you can see this is our activity main. So now open your FireBase, go to your browser, and so now we need to create a new project inside our FireBase database. So add project. Now we need to write our FireBase project name, and we can call it online store app. And accept all these terms and condition. Hit next. And click this continue button. Now click this Android icon. And in here we need to add our project package name. So go to your Android Studio and copy your project package name and paste it here. And we can add our app's nickname. And now debugging signing certificate is optional, so we don't need to add it. And now click this register app button. Now we need to download this Google service JSON. Now copy this one, and we need to add this Google service JSON inside our project. So move to Android to project and paste it here inside this app directory. So now okay. So this is our Google service JSON, and now again move to Android and click this next button. And now we need to copy this class path. So copy this one and open this build.gradle project, and in here we need to paste this class path, and at the end we need to add this apply plugin, and inside this build.gradle module app at the end we need to paste this apply plugin. And now we need to sync our project. Okay, so we connected all these required field and click this next, and now it will take few time for checking, so better we can skip this step. So now if we click this database, we will see a lot of options, but right now we will work with real-time database and just enable it. Maybe we can change our rules later. And go to these rules and change it to true. And publish and dismiss. Now go to this activity main and we need to add our bottom action bar. And now we need to design our main activity layout. We need to add a floating action. We need to add a bottom navigation bar. So remove this text view and remove this constant layout. And we need to add a relative layout. And now we need to add bottom navigation view. Make sure that inside your build.gradle you added design library, otherwise it will not show. So bottom navigation view, so B7 widget bottom navigation view, white mask parent and height select 56 dB, that is the standard size of bottom navigation view, and add layout parent, layout ln parent bottom true. Now we can see our bottom navigation bar at the bottom. Now we need to define an ID. We can call it bottom bar. Welcome back once again. In this part we will design our bottom navigation view. In our previous tutorial we created our project, we connected our FireBase and we added our bottom navigation view. So first we need to create a new color and we can call it color name. It's going to be bottom bar, and choose a color what you want. You can choose this color and add background tint. So background color bottom bar, we need to add background, not background tint. And we define our ID. We will define the ID. There is our bottom number. Okay, now we need to add a frame layout. So select layout and select frame layout and add it here. And we can drag and drop it here. Okay, now it's full screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we can see our frame layout, white height and layout above, and ln parent bottom and ln parent start. Okay, all done. Now we need to create a menu. So select res layout resource file and we can call it bottom menu, and resource type should be menu. And okay, and in here we need to add our item name. So item Android ID, all title is going to be, we can call it all, and icon we need to add some icon. So Java, and select image asset and action bar and tap icon and click inside this clip art. And for all we need to choose this icon, or we can choose Okay, we can choose this icon and change theme to hollow dark and change its name. You can call it all, and now next and finish. We need to add two more icons. Change it to action bar and tab icon. We can choose some random icon just for test and change theme to hollow light and name it cat1 and next and finish. And we need one more image. Select action bar and tab icon, go to this clip art and we can choose we can choose this icon and change it to hollow dark, and we can change its name to cat2, next and finish. Now we need to add icon, so icon all and show as option always, and Android item ID we can call it cat1. Title is going to be cat1. Icon is going to be cat1 and show as option always, and create another item ID is going to be cat2 and add title cat2 and we need to add icon cat2 and show as action always. And we need to add this menu inside our bottom navigation view. So app menu is going to be, you can call it bottom menu. Okay, but we can't see our background color, and the reason is that I think we need to clean our project. So clean project, now we can see our background, and now we can change our icon color. So text color icon, so item text color, Android color white, and item icon tint is going to be color white. Welcome back once again. In this part we will connect our bottom navigation view with our Java file. So go to this main activity, private bottom navigation view, and bottom navigation view is equal to find view by id r.id dot bottom bar, that was our id name. And now this bottom navigation view dot set on navigation item selected listener new on navigation item selected listener, that is the required method for implement bottom navigation view. Now we need to do switch case. So switch item dot get item ID case r.id dot all we need to return it true, and we need to change this background color when user will click any of this item. So we need to choose a color. So create a new color attribute. So color is going to be all bottom, and choose a color. I think we can choose this color. So color cat1, and for this cat1 we can choose this color, this color, and for color cat2 and we can copy this one. So bottom navigation view dot set item background resource r dot color dot all bottom, and case r.id dot cat1 bottom navigation view dot set item background resource r dot color dot cat1, and we need to return true, and case r.id dot cat2. So bottom navigation view dot set item background resource r dot color dot cat2, and return true, and we need to add default, and default will be false. So cut this, return false, and paste it here. So now all done for implement implement bottom navigation view. Now we can run our apps. So now we can see our bottom navigation view. So if we click this icon, we can see our background color it changes. So all this functionality done. In our next part we will implement our fragment inside our bottom navigation view. So that's it for this part. Welcome back once again. In this part we will connect our fragment with our bottom navigation view. So for doing this, first we need to create 3 fragments. Right click and go to this fragment, blank fragment, and instead of blank fragment we can call it all fragment, and finish. And create one more fragment and uncheck this line of photo code and get one fragment, finish, and fragment, and we can call it get to fragment, and finish. So private, now we need to add all this fragment. So private all fragment, going to be all fragment. Private cat1 fragment is going to be cat1 fragment. Private cat2 fragment is going to be cat2 fragment. And all fragment is equal to new all fragment. Cat1 fragment is equal to new cat1 fragment. And cat2 fragment is equal to new cat2 fragment. Now we need to create a new method. So public void, you can call it set fragment, and inside this parameter we need to pass fragment. Make sure that we added fragment before, and it's going to be fragment. Now we need to add fragment transaction. So select fragment transaction is going to be fragment transaction is equal to get support fragment manager dot begin transaction fragment transaction dot replace r.id dot, and in here we need to write our frame layout id. Maybe we did not add any id inside our frame layout, so go to this one, and in here we need to add a id for our frame layout, and we can call it id. We can call it mainframe id, and it's going to be mainframe, and the second parameter is going to be our this fragment. And now we need to commit this fragment transaction. So fragment transaction dot commit. Now we need to call this method and call our all fragments. So when our application will open, by default we want to like to open our all fragment, and when user will click this all button, then we need to show our all fragment. Now inside our cat1 fragment, call this method set fragment and call this cat1 fragment that we created the object of our fragment. And for our cat2 fragment, we also need to add set fragment, and this fragment is going to be cat2 fragment. Now we can change our text just for check our fragment is working or not. We can show just message, so we can call it all fragment. And for cat1, and we can call it fragment cat1. So fragment 2, and now hit this run button. Now we can see by default our all fragment is open, and if we click this all button, and we can see our all fragment, and we can see our check background is changed. Now if we click this cat1, and we can see fragment cat1, and if we click cat2, and we can see our cat2 fragment. So that means we successfully added all this functionality, and we can move from one fragment to another fragment when we will click this bottom navigation bar icon. So I think that's enough for this part. In our next part we will start working with our fragment. Make sure that you are following step by step. So that's it for this part. Welcome back once again. In this part we will work with our RecyclerView. So for doing this, first we need to open our all fragment layout. So open this fragment all layout and remove this text view, and instead of frame layout we need to add linear layout. And now we need to add orientation vertical. Add a relative layout, add a RecyclerView, white mesh parent and height mesh parent. I think we need to change it later. First add a ID. So ID, we can call it recycler all. And now go to this all fragment, remove this constructor, we don't need any constructor, and remove this comment and create an object of a view class. View is going to be my view is equal to inflator. Now we can return this view. So return my view. Now we need to create our recycler view. So private recycler view is going to be all recycler and all recycler is equal to my view dot find view by id r dot id dot recycler all linear layout manager. Layout manager is equal to new linear layout manager get activity, and second parameter is horizontal cause this time, and second parameter is last parameter is false cause this time we want to retrieve our recycler view horizontally. So for this reason we need to add this linear layout manager dot horizontal. Make sure that you edit this line of code. And now this layout manager dot set reverse layout true and layout manager dot stack from int true. And all recycler dot set has fixed size true and all recycler dot set layout manager, and this layout manager is going to be layout manager. Instead of height mass parent, we need to choose height 300 dp, and before that we need to add a text view white mass parent and height wrap content, and add text, and we can call it cat1, and layout margin 10 dp and Android padding 10 dp, and text appearance large, and we need one more recycler view, and before that we also need to add one more text view. So text view white mass parent and height wrap content, and add layout margin 5 dp, and we need to add padding, so padding 10 dp, and Android text appearance, and text appearance is going to be large, and we need to add text, and text we can call it cat2, and now we need to add our recycler view. So recycler view white mass parent and height is going to be 300 dp, Android ID is going to be recycler cat2, And I think we need to add a scroll view. First we need to add a linear layout, white mask parent and hide wrap content, and add orientation vertical, and inside this linear layout. And before that we need to add a scroll view, and inside our scroll view we need to add in this linear layout. So scroll view, white mask parent and hide wrap content, and minimize this linear layout and cut it and paste it inside this scroll view. And inside our linear layout we can cut all this field and paste it here. Now we can scroll our recycler view and our text view. So instead of height, I think okay, all good. Make sure that we added all these required field. So I think all design is done. Maybe later we need to modify some height or weight for our recycler view, and we will solve it later. And now for now I think it's good. Now open this all fragment. Now we need to connect these to recycler view. So we already connected to one recycler view. That was our first, and we called it cat1 recycler, and we need to add one more recycler item. So this one is for our cat2. So cat2 recycler. So private recycler view, and we can call it recycler view cat2. So recycler cat2 is equal to myview.findView by id. r.id. recycler cat2. Linear layout manager cat2 is equal to new linear layout manager get activity. We are working in fragments, so that's why we need to add get activity instead of context, and linear layout manager dot horizontal, and last parameter is false. And now this layout manager cat2 dot set stack from int true, and now layout manager cat2 dot set stack from int true. Recycler view cat2 dot set has fixed size true, and recycler view cat2 dot set layout manager is going to be our layout manager cat2. So we set our two recycler view. So we successfully set our two recycler view, and in our next part we will need to create two new class, and we will need to extend our recycler view holder class. So I think that is enough for this part. In our next part we will work for our rest of stuff. So make sure that you are following step by step. So that's it for this part. Thank you. Welcome back once again. In this part we will design our recycler item data. So for doing this, first we need to create a new layout. We can call it item data. So we can call it item data, and OK, and remove this constant layout. add card view, and change this layout height mesh parent to wrap content. And we need to select layout weight. Layout weight we can choose 250 dp or 280 dp. Okay, we can modify it later. And add layout margin 5 dp. Not 5 dp, at 10 dp. And add card elevation 10 dp and dot elevation 10 dp. And now we need to add a linear layout. White mesh parent and height is going to be wrap content. And now we need to add orientation vertical. So image view, now we need to add image view, white mesh parent, and height we can choose 240 dp. So image view, white mesh parent and height 240 dp, and inside our card view we added white 200 dp. So we can use white mesh parent. And Android ID, and ID is going to be, you can call it image view. Text view, white mesh parent and height wrap content. And add padding 7 dp, and we need to add a text. We can call it title. And add text appearance medium, and we need to add maximum lines 1, and we need to choose a text color. So text color should be black, and we need to add ID. So ID we can call it title. Okay. So instead of image height 240, we can choose is 220 dp. Okay. Or 200 dp. I think we need to increase our size. Okay, first add a text view for our description. So text view, white mesh parent and height should be wrap content. And we need to add padding, and we can choose 7 dp. And Android text, we can call it description. And for description, max lines 2, and text appearance is going to be text appearance is small, and Android text color is going to be color black, and we need to choose the ID. So we need to add ID. So ID is going to be description. I think for this time this layout is perfect. If we need to modify it, then we can modify it later. Make sure that you added all these required fields, because we will retrieve all this data from our FireBase database. So I think that's it for this part. We will continue it from our next part. Welcome back once again. In this part, we will create our model class. In our previous part, we added all these item data that we will retrieve in our application. So for doing this, first we need to add, so first create a new package. We can call it model. Okay, and inside this model package we need to add a new class, and this class is going to be data. So private string title, first add image, private string title, private string description, private string ID. Now first we need to add a blank constructor. So public data. Now we can generate our constructor and getter and setter. So right click, and generate constructor, select all, OK, and generate getter and setter, select all, and OK. So we successfully created our model class, our constructor, our getter and setter. Make sure that you added all these variable and getter and setter, and don't forget to add a blank constructor. Without this blank constructor it will not work. So that's it. Welcome back once again. In this part we will create a recycler class, or we need to create two custom class. So go to this all fragment, and we need to create a new class. You can call it public. Before that, first we need to add our own style method, and now we can, so public static class, we can call it get1, we can call it get1 view holder extends RecyclerView dot view holder, and now we need to create a constructor, and now create an object of our view class. So view is going to be my view, and this my view is equal to item view. Now we need to add method. So public void, we can call it set First at set title, and we need to pass a string parameter, so string title. So text view, we can choose mtitle is equal to myView dot find view by id r dot id dot. What was the id name? So our id name was title. You can go to this item data. So our id name is title and title. Now mtitle dot set text is going to be our this title, and public void set description so string, this one is going to description, and text view mDescription is equal to myView dot find view by id r dot id dot. So our id name is description, so r dot id dot description, and mDescription dot set text is going to be this description. Now we can clean this project, so clean project. Okay, now I think all done. Now go to this build.gradle and we need to add our Picasso library. So go to Google and search for Picasso image loader library, and you will get this library and add it inside your build.gradle and seeing this project. So now create a new method. So public void set image. Without this library, without this Gradle Picasso Gradle library, we will not be able to retrieve our image from our FireBase database. So make sure that you added this Picasso Gradle library and add it inside your build.gradle file. Now we need to add our image view. So image view mimage is equal to myView dot find view by id r dot id dot image view, and now this Picasso dot get dot load. What we want to load? We want to load this image dot network policy offline dot into where you want to load. We want to set it inside our image view, that is our image view. So into mimage and new callback, so mimage new callback, and it will give us two methods. One is for on success and one is for on error. Now we need to set it inside this on error. So Picasso dot get dot load image dot into image. So I think all functionality done for retrieve our image from our FireBase database. Welcome back once again. In this part, we will set our get one view holder inside our FireBase recycler adapter. So go to this onStart method, and now we need to implement our FireBase recycler adapter. So FireBase recycler adapter, and first parameter is our model class, that is data, And the second parameter is cat1 view holder adapter. You can call it adapter 1 new FireBase recycler adapter. Now we need to add a model class, so data.class. We need to add a layout, so r.layout.itemData. And we need to add our cat1 view holder class. And last one is our database, but we did not create any database yet, so we need to create our FireBase database. So private database reference, we can call it mcart1 database. And we need to create another database, so private database reference, we can call it mcart2 database. mcart database FireBase database dot get instance dot get reference dot child, and we can call it we can call it cat1 database. Instead of cart, I think we need to change it to cat. Okay, and now we need cat2 database. So cat2 database is equal to FireBase database dot get instance dot get reference dot child, and we can call it cat2 database. cat2 database. So this one is for our mcat1 database. So view holder dot my view dot not my view, so view holder dot set title model dot get title, view holder dot set description model dot get description, view holder dot set image model dot get image, and now we need to set this adapter with our recycler view. So first one is our all recycler dot set adapter is going to be adapter 1. So I think all functionality done. So that's it for this part. We will continue it from our next part. Welcome back once again. In this part, we will create custom recycler class for our cat2. So we need to create one more class. So public static class, we can call it cat2. We can call it cat2 view holder, and this one will extend. So extends RecyclerView dot view holder. Now we need to create a constructor. So create a constructor. So view is going to be mview, and this mview is equal to item view. So public void set title string is going to be title. So text view mTitle is equal to mview dot find view by id r.id dot r.id dot title mTitle dot set text is going to be title. So public void set description string description. So text view m description mview dot find view by id r.id dot description. Now m description dot set text is going to be this description. Now we need to create one more method for our, so we can edit m set title and m set description method. We can change it. Okay, no problem, you can add any name, whatever you want. Now create another method. So public void m set image string image. So image view m image view mview dot find view by id r.id dot image view. Now we need to implement our Picasso. So Picasso dot get dot load. Which one we want to load? We want to load our image. So image dot network policy offline dot into where you want to load. We want to load inside our m image. So m image view and new callback. Now this method will give us two methods. One is on success and one is on error, and inside this on error we can edit Picasso dot get dot load image dot into m image view. Welcome back once again. In this part we will retrieve our get to data. So go to this onStart method, and we need to implement one more FireBase recycler adapter for our get to. So FireBase recycler adapter, first one is data and second one is our class name get to view holder, and you can call it adapter 2. New FireBase recycler adapter. Now data dot class, there is a modern class, and we need to add our layout. So r dot layout dot item data mcat2 database, that is our database name, and before that we need to add our class name. So cat2 viewholder.class, so viewholder.msetTitle model.getTitle, viewholder.msetDescription model.getDescription, and viewholder.msetImage model.getImage. Okay, now we need to set our adapter to our RecyclerView. So our RecyclerView was RecyclerView cat2 dot set adapter, and this one is going to be adapter 2. So I think all these required functionality done. So we successfully implement 2 FireBase recycler adapter for our 2 RecyclerView, and we added all these required field that we need to have for retrieving our data from our FireBase database. So inside our onNested method we added 2 FireBase recycler adapter and we added 2 class. So that's it. Welcome back once again. In this part we will post our data from our FireBase database. So go to this FireBase database and create a database. Make sure that you added same name. So cat1 database and add a post key and add our title, and we can call it first post. And we need to add description. Make sure that we added exact same name. So we can call it, we are now working on our new project that is called online store app. This is our first post and post. Now we can see our cat1 data. We can see our title and we can see our description, but we can't see our image. So we need to upload it image. So go to this storage, and now we need to upload. So click this upload file. So I will add some dummy image. There is a screenshot of my code. So for uploading image you need to go to storage and click this upload file button and then select all these images. So now if we click any of this image, and we will see all description, and we can see our file location and our download URL. Now click this one, then we can see copy it to clipboard, and now go to this database. And we need to add one more field. We can call it image, and we need to paste it here and add. So we added our image URL. Now we can see our image. So we successfully inserted our image, our title and our description. I think all working good. Let's post one more. So at first we need to add a post key. So make sure that you are doing a sequence. So this one is PS1, so we need to write here PS2. If we don't maintain the sequence, then we can see this, we can see our data in reverse mode. So first we need to add our title. We can call it title. Second post, and we can see one more item, and let's add description. So description, just add some dummy description. We can call it, we are working on this project, and it's our second post, and add, and we need to add image. So go to this storage, and choose this file location and copy this download URL and image and paste it, and now add. Now we can see our second image. So all are working perfectly. So this is our cat1 data, and we can scroll it horizontally. Let's add one more post, ps3, add attribute name, make sure that we added same spelling, otherwise it will not work. So title is going to be third post, add description. So add description is going to be, this is our third post. Add, we need to add image, so go to this storage folder and we need to do this file location. So copy this one to clipboard and go to this database and we need to add image attribute, so image and value, and paste it and add. Now we can see 3 posts, but still we have some layout issue, so we need to solve this. Okay, now we need to add one more database for our cat2. So go to your code and make sure that we added same database name. So for cat2 our database name was cat2 database, and we need to add a key and call it ps1, and we need to add title and we can call it first post, and description we can call it hello. This is our first post, and for cat2 we can see our data is retrieved, but we can't see our image, and still we have some layout design issue. So first add your image, so go to this storage folder and select the image, file location, and download it. Select database and we can add image and add. Now we can see our image. So we need to solve our layout design. So go to this item data So what is the main problem? I think main problem is instead of white height and for linear layout, So in here I think inside our recycler view we have some problem. We need to solve this design issue. Okay, so we have problem for our height and we have problem for our okay, let's add one more post for our cat2. So ps2 ps title. So title is going to be, we can call it second post, and add one more title is description, and we can call this is our second post. And we can see for cat1 we have 3 posts, and for cat2 we can see our first post and second post. I don't know why it's not reverse mode. We need to solve this problem. Okay, first add a image. So copy this download URL and we need to add image field. So image and add, and now we can see, but it should become in reverse mode. Maybe we did not add reverse layout true. So third post, second post, and first post. So if we have a look, okay, so we did not add stuck. Okay, we did a mistake. We had stuck, set stuck from int true 2 times. So in here we need to add set reverse layout true. Now hit this run button once again. Now we can see our data is in reverse mode. So second post, then first post. Okay. So we successfully retrieve our data from our FireBase database and we set it inside our recycler view. But still we have some design issue and we need to solve it. So make sure that we added all this recycler option, or maybe we have problem inside our item data. So we added wrap content. Instead of wrap content, select height 300 dp and hit this done button once again. Now we can see extra large size. So what can we do for solve this issue? So instead of height 300 dp, we can choose it. We can choose it 210 dp or 230 dp. Still have some problem. We need to add some larger size for our height. So instead of 230 dp, it's better to choose 270 dp and hit this run button once again. Okay, now I think all done perfectly. So get to second post and third post. And instead of text appearance, we need to change it to text appearance medium. And for this text view, change text appearance medium. And remove this layout margin 15 dp and now hit this run button. Now I think all done perfectly. So now we have a nice design. So we successfully retrieve our image, our title, our description, and we can do it horizontally. We can set it data to horizontally. So all done perfectly. So I think that's it for this part. In our next part, we will set our data for our details activity. Welcome back once again. In this part, we will set our data for our details activity. So when we will click this, any of these items, we will move to our details activity. So first, we need to create a new activity. So activity, gallery, empty activity, and we can call it details activity, or we can call it cat1 details activity and finish. Now create one more activity for our cat2, so we can call it cat2 details activity and finish. So go to this all fragment, so FireBase recycler adapter. Inside our FireBase recycler adapter, so for our cat1 recycler adapter, so FireBase, so for cat1 view holder, we need to add a set on click listener. So view holder dot my view so make sure that we added the right object of our view class. So view holder dot my view dot set on click listener, new on click listener, now we need to pass the intent. So intent is equal to new intent get activity, and we will move to cat1 details. So cat1 details activity dot class. Now intent dot put extra, we need to add a key is title, and model dot get title, and intent dot put extra, description, model dot get description. So intent dot put extra, and we need to pass our image, so image, and model dot get image. And we need to start our activity, so start activity intent. So that's it for this part. Welcome back once again. In this part we will set our data for our cat2. So go to this cat2 view holder FireBase recycler adapter, and in here we need to add one more set on click listener. So view holder dot mview, and this mview is for cat2 view holder view object. So mview dot set on click listener, new on click listener. So now intent is equal to new intent get activity, and we will move to our cat2 details activity. So cat2 details activity dot class. Now intent dot put extra, title, model dot get title, intent dot put extra, description, model dot get description, and intent dot put extra, image, model dot get image, and now we need to start our activity. So start activity intent. So that's it for this part. Thank you. Welcome back once again. In this part we will design our details activity layout. So when user will click any of our item, then they will redirect to details activity, and inside our details activity we will show them all these details of title, description, and images. So open this cat1 details activity and remove this constant layout, and we need to add linear layout, add linear layout, add orientation vertical, and we need to add scroll view, white mesh parent, and hide wrap content, and we need to add a linear layout, white mesh parent, and hide wrap content, and we need to add orientation vertical, now we need to add image view, white mesh parent, and hide. For image view we can choose hide 180 dp, layout margin 5 dp, and ID we can call it ID image details dt, and now we need a text view. So text view, white mesh parent, and hide wrap content, layout margin 5 dp, and add text appearance medium, and add text, and we can call it post title, and we need to add a ID. Before that, first change this text color. So text color, you can choose all button, or you can choose this bottom bar color. Okay, and now we need to define an ID for our title. So we can call it title dt, title details, and we need one more text view. The text view, white max parent and height wrap content, and layout margin 5 dp, and ID is going to be description. ID is going to be description details, and text color black, and text appearance is small, and we need to add few text. We can choose it description, okay. So we added our image, our title, and our description. Now I think our details design is done for our cat 1, and for cat 2 details we also need to have same design. So remove this constant layout, add linear layout, and add orientation vertical. Now we can copy this scroll view and paste it. So copy this scroll view from our cat 1 and paste it to cat 2 details, because we need to have same input field. So we need to have same image, same text view and description. So we need same layout. So we can simply copy and paste it here. So that's it for this part. In our next part we will set our data. So thank you. Welcome back once again. Now in this part we will set our data to our details activity. So go to this cat 1 details activity, private image view, you can call it image view, private text view, title, and private text view, description, image view is equal to find view by id r.id. Image view, and title is equal to find view by id r.id. Title details. So our image view id was maybe image dt. Make sure that we added same name. So image dt, and description is equal to find view by id r.id. Description details. Now intent is equal to get intent string m title intent dot get string extra, and make sure that we added exact same name that was our key. So our cat 1 view holder, so our key is title, and string m description intent dot get string extra. Copy this description and paste it here. We need to add same key and string we can call it mimage is equal to intent dot get string extra, and this one is going to be our image. Now we need to set all our title and description and image to our text view. So title dot set text mtitle, description dot set text mdescription, and now we need to use our Picasso. So Picasso dot get dot load mimage dot into dot network policy and network policy offline dot into where we want to load inside our image view. So image view, and next parameter is going to be new callback, and inside our on error, so Picasso dot get dot load, you can call mimage dot into image view. Now hit this run button once again. Okay, so now if we click any of this item for our cat1, so click this one, so this one is our cat1 and these two is from our cat2 database. Now if we click any of this item from our cat1 database, we will redirect to our details activity. So now we can see our image, our title and our description. So now we are in our cat1 details activity. And if we click on second post, then we will see our second post data. So we can see our image, our title and our description. So for different post we can see our different item. So if we click our first post, so if we click second post, then we can see our second post data. So all done perfectly. So I think that's it for this part. Welcome back once again. In this part we will set our cat2 data to our cat2 details activity. So open this cat2 details activity and add all this field. So private image view and private text view is going to be title and private text view is going to be description. So image view is equal to find view by id r.id@image.dt. Title is going to be find view by id r.id.title details, and description is equal to find view by id r.id.description details. So string mtitle. So first we need to pass intent. So intent is equal to get intent. So string mtitle is equal to intent dot get string extra. Title string mdescription is equal to intent dot get string extra, and we need to copy our description key, and string mimage intent dot get string extra image, and now we need to set all this field. So title dot set text is going to be mtitle, and description dot set text is going to be mDescription, and we need to add Picasso. So Picasso dot get dot load mimage dot network policy dot offline dot into image view dot new callback. Now inside this on error, so Picasso dot get load mimage dot into image view now hit this done button. So now if we click of any of this item from our get to database, we will redirect to our details activity. So now we can see our image, our title and our description. Now if we click our first post, then we will see okay. So all functionality done. So we successfully set our data to our details activity for each item. Now I think we need to add back button. So go to this manifest file. So when we will click, we need to add a back button at the top of toolbar. So how can we do it? So if you want to do it, we need to change it to our manifest file. So open your manifest file and Android manifest, and in here you will see our get one details activity, and in here we need to add one more attribute, and that attribute is for parent activity. So parent activity name dot main activity. So our main activity is our parent activity. So when we are in on details activity, then we will move to our parent activity, that is our main activity. Now for our get to details activity, so parent activity name dot main activity. Now go to this get to details activity, and inside this Java file we need to add 2 lines of code for enable this. So for enable this back button, get support action bar dot set display home as of enable true, and get support action bar dot set display home as of enable true. Maybe we added set. So copy this on. We need to add one time, not 2 times. So if we add this line of code, we will be able to see our back button. Now run these apps. We need to add it 1 time, don't add it 2 times. So here is our emulator over there. Now we can see all of this data. Now if we click any of this item, now we are in details activity and we can see our back button, and if we click this back button, we are in our main activity. So we successfully enable this back button. Okay, so it's now working perfectly. Okay, so I think all done perfectly. So we can see our details data and we can work with our back button and our floating button and our navigation, and our bottom navigation bar is working. So that's it for this part. Thank you. Welcome back once again. In this part we will design our layout for our cat1 and cat2 fragment. So create a new layout resource file and we can call it custom item data, and okay. Remove this constant layout, and first we need to add a card view. And we need to change our height mesh parent to wrap content, and we need to add layout margin 5 dp, and app we need to add our card elevation, so card elevation 10 dp and Android elevation 10 dp. In here we need to have one image view, one title, one note. So first we need to add a linear layout. So first we need to add linear layout. So linear layout, white mesh parent, and hide wrap content. And now we need to add orientation vertical. And we need to add one more linear layout, white mesh parent and hide wrap content. And add orientation horizontal. And now we need to add a relative layout, white 0 dp and hide wrap content. And layout weight, we can select 2. And now inside this relative layout we need to add a image view. So image view, white should be mesh parent and height 150 dp, or I think 200 dp. We will modify it later, or we can choose 170 dp. I think better is to choose 160 dp. And now we need one more relative layout for our title and note. So title and description, not note. So copy this relative layout. So create one more relative layout, white 0 dp and hide wrap content. And layout weight 3, or we can choose 4. I think 3 is better. Now we need to add our text view, white mesh parent and hide wrap content. Android layout margin 2dp. Android text, we can call it post title. And text appearance medium. Android text color, we can choose this color, bottom bar color. This one is our image view and this one is our title. And we need to add ID. So we can call it post title. And we need one more text view, white mesh parent and hide wrap content. And we need to add layout below, and our previous ID is post title. Okay, so layout below post title. Now add layout margin 2dp. Android text, we can call it post description. And we need to choose text appearance, so text appearance is small. And we need to choose text color, so text color, so Android text color black. And we need to define an ID, we can call it post details. So I think all done perfectly. So we added one, we need to add an ID inside our image view. So ID, we can call it post image. Alright, layout design is complete. If we need to do any modification, we will do it later. Make sure that you are following this step-by-step process. Okay, so we have one image, one title and one description. So that's it for this part. Welcome back once again. In this part we will retrieve our data and we will set our data inside our cat1 data fragment. So for doing this, first we need to open our cat1 fragment. So open this cat1 fragment and first remove this constant layout, this constructor. We don't need any constructor. Now we need to create an object of our view class. So view is going to be my view, and now we need to return our my view. So return my view. And now we need to implement our RecyclerView. So first we need to add RecyclerView inside our fragment. So open your fragment cat2, fragment cat1, and remove this text view and remove this frame layout and add linear layout. And we need to add orientation vertical. And now we need to add a RecyclerView, white mesh parent and hide wrap content, and ID, we can call it recycler cat1. And now open this cat1 fragment. So private RecyclerView, now this RecyclerView is equal to find view by ID r.id. recycler cat1. Make sure that we added the same name. Okay. Now we need to add linear layout manager. Layout manager is equal to new linear layout manager, get activity, and now this layout manager dot set stack from int true, and layout manager dot set reverse layout, set reverse layout true, and now layout manager, and now we need to add our recycler view. So recycler view dot set has fixed size true, recycler view dot set layout manager is going to be this layout manager. Now we need to add our FireBase database reference. So private database reference, we can call mcat1, mcat1 database, mcat1 database is equal to FireBase database dot get instance dot get reference dot child, and make sure that we added exact same database name. So what was our database name? Our database name was cat1 database. So copy this cat1 database and paste it here. And now we need to mcat1 database dot keep sync true, mcat1 database dot keep sync true, now we need to create our, first we need to implement our onStart method. Okay, import onStart method. Now create a new custom class, public static class. We can choose, we can call cat1 view holder, and it should be extends recyclerView dot view holder. So view is going to be mview. Now this mview is equal to item view. Now we need to add our method. So public void, for our title we need to import our method set title string title. Now add text view. So text view, we can call it mtitle is equal to mview.findView by id, mview.findView by id, r.id dot post title, and mtitle dot set text is going to be title. Public void set description string description, text view m description is equal to mview dot find view by id, r.id dot post details. That was our id name. Now m description dot set text is going to be our description. Okay, now we need to add one more method for our image. Public void, we can call it set image, string image, and image view is going to be mimage is equal to mview dot find view by id, and we can call it post image. Now we need to implement our Picasso library. So Picasso dot get dot load, what we want to load? We want to load our image. So image dot network policy and network policy offline dot into where you want to load. We want to load inside our image view, inside our image, and second parameter is going to be our new callback. So new callback method. Now Picasso dot get dot load image dot into image. Now we need to implement our FireBase recycle adapter. So go to this onStart method and implement FireBase recycler adapter data, and we need to add our cat1 view holder. And adapter is equal to new FireBase recycle adapter, and inside this parameter we need to pass our model class name, our layout. So first pass model class, so data.class. Second parameter is going to be our layout, r.layout.customItemData, and third one is our view holder class, so cat1 view holder dot, so cat1 view holder we need to write our cat1 view holder class dot class, and last one is our database name. Okay, and our database name is mcat1 database. So mcat1 database. Now inside our popular view holder we need to set all these method. So view holder dot set title, that was our method, and model dot get title, view holder dot set description, model dot get description, and view holder dot set image, model dot get image. Okay, now I think all done. And now we need to set our adapter inside our RecyclerView. So RecyclerView dot set adapter is going to be adapter, Now run these apps. So here is our application thing. So now if we click this, so this is our home layout. If we click on cat1, now we can see our image, our title and our description. But I think we need to solve some layout design issue. Okay, so we need to solve some design issue like image, title and description. So go to this, open up your, need to open our item data. So instead of white mesh parent, okay, open linear layout. So height 160 dp. So inside our card view we added height wrap content and white mesh parent, and I think instead of height wrap content we can select a specific height. We can choose 200 dp. Now let's see how it look like. Or 170 dp. Now run these apps again. Now cat1, now we can't see any changes. Still we need to solve this issue. And for image, change this way to 2, 3 to 2, okay, 2. I think we need to change our image height instead of 160 dp. So we added relative layout height wrap content, and now change the image view height wrap content. And run these apps again. And if we go to our cat1, now we can see some changes, but I think the problem is that our image size, image height is lower, so maybe that is the reason. Or we can change our card view height 170 dp to 120 dp. And for our description, add maximum lines 2. And for our title text view, add maximum lines 1. And hit this run button. Okay, now we can see some changes. I think that is enough good, but we need to increase our image size. We need to increase our image height. So instead of wrap content, for our relative image relative layout, we can choose it 150 dp. So we added our card view height 120 dp and change it to 140 dp and change it to 130 dp. Now run these apps again. Now go to this cat1. So I think the reason is that our image size is lower, our image size is smaller, that's why we can increase our image height. Now I think it's perfect enough, or we can change it. Okay, if we choose one, no, we need to choose two. And for linear layout height is wrap content. Change this linear layout height to mesh parent. And for this linear layout height, so now hit this run button. And for this image size, choose height mesh parent. Now hit this run button. And now go to this cat1. Now we can see larger size image. Now I think all perfect. But still we need to, okay, let's try it again. So I think we don't need to add this top linear layout. So remove this linear layout, and I think we can use this one linear layout. So one relative layout and define it orientation horizontal. And inside this we can add our all relative layout. Okay, now same output. Okay, all right. And for image relative layout, instance of relative layout height 130 dp, and for relative layout 3, layout weight 3, we can choose it 2. Then it will give us, okay, for relative layout 1 for our image, and add few margin for our second relative layout margin 7 dp. And now run these apps. Now go to this cat1. Now we can see. Okay, all right. So I think we need to change our image height. Instead of mesh parent to 114 dp, and hit this run button. And cat1. Okay. So this one is our home activity for our online store apps, and we can move to cat2. So I think all done perfectly. In our next part, we can work with our cat2 fragment, and we will retrieve our data in our cat2 fragment. So change this height 140 dp to mesh parent for our image view relative layout, and for image height change it to mesh parent, and run it again. So now if we move to the cat1, now you can see. So now I think all perfect. Welcome back once again. In this part, we will retrieve our cat2 category 2 data, and we will set this data to our cat2 fragment. So now we need to open our cat2 fragment, remove this constructor. We don't need any constructor, and remove this comment out. And we need to add object of our view class. So view is going to be, we can call it my view. And now we need to return this my view. So return my view, and go to open your fragment cat2 XML file, And in here we need to add our recycler view. So remove this frame layout and add linear layout and add orientation vertical and remove this text view. And we need to add our recycler view, white mesh parent and height mesh parent. And we need to add ID. So I can call it ID recycler cat2. I can call it cat2 data. Now private recycler view is going to be recycler view, and recycler view is equal to myView.findView by ID r.id dot recycler cat2 data. Linear layout manager is equal to new linear layout manager, get activity, layout manager dot set reverse layout true, layout manager dot set stack from int true. Now recycler view. Recycler view dot set has fixed size true, and recycler view dot set layout manager is going to be this layout manager. So private database reference, you can call it cat2 database. Database is equal to FireBase database dot get instance dot get reference dot child, and make sure that we added same database name. So copy this one from all fragment and paste it here. Now we need to implement our onStart method and a view holder class. So first import onStart method. So public static class, we can choose cat2 view holder stands RecyclerView.view holder. Now we need to create the object of our view class. So view is going to be mview, and now this mview is equal to item view. Now we need to add a method. So public void set title is string title. So text view mTitle is equal to mview dot find view by ID r.id dot post title mTitle dot set text is going to be title. Public void set description is string description. So text view, you can choose mDescription is equal to mview dot find view by ID post details, and mDescription dot set text is going to be this description. And we need to add one more method for our image. So public void set image string image view is equal to mview.findView by id r.id. Post image. Now we need to add Picasso. So Picasso.get.load. What we want to load? We want to load our image dot network policy dot offline dot, and we need to into what we want to load. We want to load inside our image view, and second parameter is our new callback. Now inside on error we need to add one more time. So Picasso dot get dot load image dot into image view. So all done. Now we need to implement FireBase recycle adapter inside our onStart method. So FireBase recycler adapter first parameter is data. So FireBase recycler adapter, first one is our model class name and our viewholder class name cat to viewholder, and we can call it adapter is equal to new FireBase recycler adapter. And now inside this parameter we need to add our model class name. So data.class r.layout. Our layout name, so cat to fragment dot our viewholder class, so cat to viewholder dot class, and last one is our database name, and our database name is mcat to database. Make sure that we add the same name. Don't need to add semicolon here, we need to add comma. Now inside this popular viewholder we need to add viewholder dot set title model dot get title, and viewholder dot set description model dot get description, and viewholder dot set image model dot get image, and RecyclerView dot set adapter. So I think all done. Now we can run our app. So here is our apps. So this is our all fragment. And this one is our cat on fragment, and this one is our cat to fragment. We can see our data from our cat to database. So I think all done perfectly. So we successfully completed our online store apps. So So we can scroll our data horizontally, and inside our cat2 and cat1 fragment we retrieve our data vertically. So we learn a lot of things in this part. So I hope you enjoy this course. Make sure that you are working step by step and following me. Okay, so I think all done perfectly.